Today we're gonna make one of the most popular Greek dips, melizano salata, which is eggplant dip. One of my subscribers left me a comment that they couldn't wait for this recipe. So I'm so glad to make this for you guys today. And don't forget to leave me a comment if you want me to make one of your favorite recipes. I'm Nikki Klekis, and this is Nikki's Modern Mediterranean. To get started, we're gonna take our 2 large eggplant and our 1 red pepper and char them on the barbecue. We've taken our eggplant and our pepper off the barbecue, and I have them, they've been cooling in this dish right now, and I'm gonna take this out, holding it by the stem so you can see it's been cooked and charred really nicely. I'm gonna carefully pull off the charred skin of the eggplant. Just disregard, I'm gonna take all of this off so that we just have the eggplant itself. And eggplants have a ton of liquid. So you can see at the bottom of this, a lot of the liquid has already seeped out of the eggplant, but it's really important that we get all of that off. So what we're gonna do is we'll take off the skin, and then I'm gonna stick it in this strainer and try to get the rest of the liquid out so that we don't have that in our dip. Basically, while we were grilling this, you could smell this really smoky aroma, and it's gonna give it a really nice smoky flavor. Take off the top and put that right in our strainer. And our goal here is to make sure that we strain all the liquid out of the eggplant. So I'm gonna take the next one, lift that up, just again by the stems, it's the easiest way. And we're just gonna pull all of the skin off. This is one of the most popular dips that we had at our restaurant. And honestly, there's not a ton of ingredients. It's really easy to make, but I think because of the smoky flavor that it has, a lot of people weren't sure how, we accomplished that flavoring, and it's really just roasting the eggplant. So again, I'm just taking off the top of the stem. And then for our pepper, here we go. Again, we're just pulling off this easily, comes off the charred skin of the roasted red pepper, and this will just easily fall apart. So I'm gonna leave it in this bowl now. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then I'll show you how we're gonna chop them up. Okay, so while we're letting our eggplant drain here in the strainer and we have our red pepper, we're gonna get started with the rest of the ingredients. So you can use 3 to 4 cloves of garlic depending on the size. Just cutting the stems off there. And we're gonna make our own minced garlic. So we're gonna take our garlic cloves in the food processor, and we're gonna do about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we're gonna mince this together. So our garlic is ready, and now we have 2 scallions. So a little tip about your scallions, you wanna pull the 3rd leaf of the scallion off and discard that, because it tends to have a little bit of sand in there. And then we're gonna finely chop our scallions. So this is a dip, so we wanna make sure everything is really nice and diced and chopped really fine. So I'm just gonna cut right down the center of the scallion, because we don't want those little scallion rounds that you get when you just chop it without cutting down the center. So we want to get that down the center, and now I can chop that. We have our scallions chopped. I'm gonna put them right here in this bowl. And next is our parsley. So for our parsley, we're gonna do the same thing. About 1/2 bunch of parsley, which I have right here. And I'm just gonna take the leaves down like this. I'm gonna cut the ends off, put them on the side, and I'm gonna just finely chop this as well. Our parsley is chopped. Put that in the bowl. And see, there's not a lot of ingredients in this dip, and I can't wait for you guys to try this. It has so many delicious flavors. It's so flavorful when you try it. And if you like all of my episodes, make sure you don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So we have all of our ingredients chopped up. I'm gonna flip this over. Get ready to cut up our star of the show here. We have our eggplant and our pepper. So I'm gonna take this pepper here, and I'm just gonna break this up, take all the seeds out. So we have our red pepper. Slice this. We wanna chop this up as well. So our red pepper is chopped up, and we're gonna put that right in this bowl here. And next we're gonna do our eggplant. So our eggplant, we really just wanna make sure that we're getting all the juice out of the eggplant, just pressing it down a little bit before I chop it up. But you wanna just press it so that you can see, do you see when I'm pressing this, you can see the liquid still coming out of that, and we don't want that in our dip. I'm pressing that down. It's nice and soft anyway, so it's easy to get that. I'm gonna put it right on my cutting board, and I'm just gonna chop away here. So now we have everything chopped. It's time to mix all these ingredients together. So I'm gonna put our eggplant in the bowl, our roasted red pepper, we have our scallions, our parsley. We're gonna mix all of this together. Look at that, already looking so colorful and delicious. Can't wait for you guys to smell the aroma of this. The smoky eggplant flavor smells so good. So we'll mix these together. Now we're gonna add our garlic and olive oil. I'm gonna slowly, just make sure that, oh, that looks so good. Smell the garlic, mix that all in. So good, I can't wait to try this. We're gonna grill some pita, it's gonna be delicious. Now we just have to add in our salt and pepper and a little red wine vinegar. So I did about a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Mix that together. And this dip looks all set. I'm gonna grill some pita and serve it up. To get started to make our Tyrokafteri, our spicy feta dip, you are gonna be amazed at how easy this is. So we're gonna get started. We need a food processor and 1 pound of feta. I'm gonna use the Donny's feta, which is a high quality feta. It's really creamy and delicious, so it's gonna make this dish even creamier. So we're just gonna crumble that in to our food processor. So 2 blocks is about 1 pound. I'm gonna put those in there. And then we're gonna add roasted red pepper. So you can get this in the supermarket in a glass jar or in a can. You're gonna see them either whole or in pieces. So I just chopped some up, and I'm gonna measure out 2 tablespoons of roasted red pepper. So I have that in there. We're gonna add 3 sprigs of finely chopped fresh thyme in there. Then Tabasco, make it a little spicy. I'm gonna put about 6 to 8 squirts of Tabasco. If you want it spicier, you can always add more. And we're gonna add cayenne pepper, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. There we go. We're gonna add olive oil, but after we mix this a little bit in our food processor. Put that on. Look how easy. So now you see the feta. You see the feta is a little bit still in big chunks. We want it really creamy, so we're gonna add in our olive oil in a few minutes, and it's gonna make it super creamy. Once the big chunks of the feta have really kind of combined with all the other ingredients, I'm gonna take this lid off and I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of olive oil on that. Measure that. this is gonna be, look how easy this is, so quick. I'm gonna put that in there. That looks amazing. And I'm just gonna wipe down the sides of this with the spatula so that we can get all these ingredients combined together. And sometimes you're gonna see these dips. You're gonna see Tyrokafteri, sometimes they're gonna be a little bit darker orange color if people add more red pepper, or you'll even see it a little bit lighter. And the reason you'll see it lighter is because sometimes people use different ingredients. Some people will add a little ricotta or a little Greek yogurt, and then it's gonna make it a little bit lighter in color. But I like to use the better feta, and it's gonna make it super creamy. So I'm just gonna mix it a little bit more. So I want this to be a little creamier, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon of olive oil, total of 3 tablespoons, which you'll be able to get the full recipe on my website. So I'll put that in there. Almost done. Oh, that looks great. That's exactly what I wanted. And our Tyrokafteri is all finished and ready to be served. I can't even tell you how easy this is. It's just a few ingredients. It just takes a few minutes to get this all mixed together, and it is delicious. At our Greek restaurant, we had 6 dips on the menu, and then we used to have a 3-dip combination as one of the options on the menu. And I would say almost every single customer that came in would order the 3-dip combination. And now I'm sharing some of these recipes with you, and one of their favorites was always Tyrokafteri, which is delicious. So we're gonna put this in a bowl here so you guys can see, and I'm gonna garnish it with a little cayenne pepper, grill some pita, and it's ready to eat. Look at that, a little cayenne pepper on the top. Look how beautiful. It's so delicious. You're gonna wow your guests at your next party or wow your friends by bringing it to their house. Our Tyrokafteri is ready. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. For the full recipe, visit nikkiklakis.com, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.